Hi, guys, and welcome back to my verbal journal. I'm Macy, your host, and I'm so happy you're here. This is a podcast where we talk about everything about life in our 20s, specifically nutrition, fitness, friendships, mental health, and so much more. But today we're going to be talking about stress, anxiety, and connecting back to our inner child to escape the productivity guilt loop. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited to share some things I've learned and some things I'm constantly trying to work on with you guys. But before we get into it, I'll give you guys a little life update. I leave tomorrow morning. I leave my house at 9 or 10 a.m. to head to Seville, Spain, Sevilla, if you will. Um, can you tell I don't know Spanish at all? So that's going to be interesting. But I really want to learn, so I'm excited to practice and hopefully remember something from my 3 years of high school Spanish. But yeah, I leave tomorrow morning. I fly to Washington, D.C., have a layover, and then fly to Madrid, and then have a layover, and then fly to Seville. So it's going to be a very long travel day, and I'm going by myself to meet my class. Um, it's for a 3 week like abroad program for a class called Food and Culture and global and public health. So I'm excited. We are going to do a lot of cool things, and I'm excited to update you guys as we go. I'm bringing my mic, of course, and hopefully have some of my friends on while I'm there too. So that will be really fun. Um, I last episode I think we left off was with Cassidy, and it was right before Game 7 of round 1 of the playoffs for the Avs and the Stars, and that was the most heartbreaking, difficult game I've ever watched in my life. Um, I cried for almost 2 hours straight. My roommate came downstairs and was like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, what's wrong?" And I was like, "I'm just really sad that the Avalanche lost. Like, to blow a 2-0 lead in the third." And of course, Rantanen scores the hat trick. And if you know, I can't even talk about it because it's gonna piss me off more, okay? And we don't need that. But yeah, I'm still not over that. But that being said, I am excited to head to Spain and not have to like be awake at weird times to try to watch them play. So that, because I would have really fucked up my sleep schedule, but it's okay. I mean, I'd rather them still be in it, obviously, but I'm really, really trying to find the positives. Um, so yeah, I'm going for 3 weeks, and then my family's actually coming out, and we're going to Rome, Paris, and Portugal. So I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to see my parents and my brother. Um, I guess I just saw them over Easter, but today is actually Mother's Day when I'm recording this, and it was kind of sad not being able to be home with my mom and my grandma and everything. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see them in Rome, so that'll be a really fun time. Um, Finals week was last week. So I'll talk about a little bit about that in today's episode. And then after I am done in Portugal, I'm heading back to Colorado for the summer. So I'm really excited for that because I really miss home. But other than that, I don't really think I have much to update you guys on. That's kind of it. So let's get into our little segments. Unpopular opinion. I don't know if this is really unpopular or not, but I'm like running out of unpopular opinions, guys. Like, drop your unpopular opinions in the comments below because maybe it'll help me get ideas. But anyways, my unpopular opinion is that traveling is simultaneously the most stressful and enjoyable thing, like all wrapped into one. Like the whole process of packing and getting ready, especially for like a long trip, because if you forget something and when you're traveling internationally, like it's just a little bit more challenging. And I'm also just, I get really scared that they're going to lose my bags and that whole thing. So I put air tags in my bag. So hopefully that helps ease some of my anxiety about that. Um, or it'll make it worse because I'll be like tracking it. Who knows? I'll let you guys know. Um, but yeah, I am like the worst overpacker ever, and I pack over the process of like days, and I just like keep adding things that I probably like don't need. And I'm always like, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna want to wear when I get there, so I just like pack everything, and then I realize like half of it doesn't go together, and it's just like, Macy, what the fuck? Like, for being such an organized person, this is really chaotic, but it's okay. Got my suitcase to 50 pounds, so really hope when it goes on the scale tomorrow at the airport, it's not over, because I feel like sometimes it's different than when you weigh it on your own, and that's fucking annoying. Um, so yeah, that's my unpopular opinion, because it's so rewarding once you get there and you have such a good time, and it's like, I don't know, it's stressful at the same time because for people like me who have such a regimented routine and really rely on that, because like the degree of like uncertainty and uncomfortability can be a little bit scary, but at the same time, I'm like really excited because it's going to get me out of my comfort zone. And I love doing things to purposely get out of my comfort zone because I feel like that's when you really grow. So, yeah, I will be traveling tomorrow internationally by myself, and it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, nothing too bad goes wrong and like my flights don't get fucked up, because they already did get fucked up, and I'm leaving a day later than I thought than I was supposed to, and I have to like join my class a day late because they're already going to be there. So that's unfortunate, but it's okay. It's okay. All right. Next part of our segments, things I've been loving lately. Number one, the fact that finals are fucking over, because that was hell. And I literally was studying like 8 hours a day every single day, and it was terrible. But it's over. It's done. So that's a plus. Um, okay, the next thing that I've been loving lately, okay, I have been struggling to find shows to watch because I feel like I've fucking watched everything. And I like long series, but I feel like there's none left. And like all the new series that come out, they're only like 10 episodes per season, and it's like sometimes I'm just like, it's just like too short, like it's just like over. But I actually really did like The Pulse on Netflix. It's 10 episodes. It was a good watch. I liked it. Um, and then the new season of You came out, and I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. I think I don't want to like spoiler alert, skip if you haven't seen it. Um, just skip like 30 seconds, 30, 60 seconds. I didn't like how the main girl, Bronte slash Louise, I didn't like how she literally like fell for him and like didn't believe he was a murderer. Like for a while there, she was like actually falling in love with him, and I was like, how the fuck, like why? Like how can you not see right through this bullshit? Like it really pissed me off and just made women look fucking stupid. And I get the point is that like people are manipulative and like sociopathic, and obviously he's a murderer and he's manipulative and has done that to a lot of women, but at the same time I was like, girl, like you know better. Like he killed your fucking friend, like your mentor, your teacher. And even if he didn't kill her, he still like dated her, and now you're just gonna like fall in love with him. I don't know. That shit pissed me off. But the ending was good. So, okay. Now for getting into the deeper part of the episode, the actual topic of the episode. Gotta like change my mindset here. Currently drinking peppermint tea. I've been drinking it every night, and it's kind of fire. Like it really helps settle your stomach. Okay. Anyways, let's get into the episode. So I think we often don't understand the difference between stress and anxiety, and we tend to like use those words interchangeably, and like I do this too. Um, but when you actually look into it, stress is a temporary response to a threat or a situation, while anxiety doesn't go away when the stressor ends, and it may not even have a clear trigger to begin with, but it still causes this constant worry and uneasiness. So both stress and anxiety can cause so many issues: digestive issues, increased heart rate, breath rate, irritability, and basically just reflects our fight or flight response being activated and increases our cortisol. And because they have such similar manifestations and symptoms, it can be really difficult to navigate it and tell them apart. And I really realized the difference in myself this past week. Um, with finals, I thought school and exams and studying were stressing me out, and they were. But each final that passed, I passed like when I finished each one, and I had five in 5 days, and then like a paper also. But the stress wasn't easing up. Like I didn't feel any sort of relief. Um, and I was just like, what? Like I should be feeling better. Like I'm doing good on these exams. Like I put in the work and it's paying off, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm still just as stressed. Like I still feel this tightness in my chest and like this constant worry. Um, so that was hard, and I was like confused. And it wasn't even the exams themselves because I literally only needed like a 60% on most of them to keep my grade, but I still put this like immense pressure on myself to prepare as much as possible and do everything I could to be successful as possible. Like staying up late studying, spending like choosing to study over doing other things and like packing and getting ready for my trip. And I just couldn't justify like taking away time from where I could be studying and doing and potentially be doing better on these exams than like to take away time from that. And I don't know. I know it's just part of my personality to, and I've always been taught to just give 100% at everything you do. But I think part of me realized I also like feed off of being in a state of fight or flight sometimes. And even when I'm quote unquote safe and could relax and like theoretically I worked my ass off all semester and like I didn't have to do that good on these exams and like that was a result of my hard work, I still put this immense pressure on myself and like to be in a sort of relaxed state felt so foreign and uncomfortable to me. And it kind of feels like when I relax, I'm doing something wrong or like I'm missing something. It's this like looming anxiety that never wants to leave and resists every single urge I have to just let it go. And when one stressful event ends, another one begins. Like when finals were done, I felt literally 2 seconds of relief, maybe. And then my mind immediately was overwhelmed with all the things I needed to get done before I left for Spain and everything I needed to pack. And what if I forget stuff and the assignment that I have to do? Like it's just an endless cycle of fight or flight. And this can be so extremely detrimental to our health and well-being because having this constantly high level of cortisol, which has been a major buzzword lately, but when our cortisol is elevated consistently, it causes immune system suppression. So we're going to be more likely to get sick. It causes insulin resistance, weight gain, specifically around your organs and your stomach area because your body senses harm and protects that area. So if you're like constantly working out, you're feel like your nutrition is dialed in, but you're still like not seeing results, it literally could be because you're constantly in a state of fight or flight and your cortisol levels are high and it's going to cause inflammation. It also increases the risk of hypertension and heart disease, which is literally the number one cause of death in the United States. It causes gut issues by slowing digestion and leading to IBS or irritable bowel syndrome. And for females, it interferes with our reproductive health and fertility. And in men, it lowers testosterone and sperm production. So clearly, this stress and anxiety, when it's constant and it's chronic, it's so detrimental. And it literally pains me to think that all of our effort and dedication to nutrition, exercise, proper sleep, and everything we pour into our health is being negated or overpowered by the fact that our bodies are in this constant state of fight or flight. Like everything we're doing, it's like it's not going to work if we're just constantly stressed, because it does have real negative health outcomes. Um, so yeah, we shouldn't be in a chronic state of stress, no matter what the circumstances are. Like we shouldn't always feel stressed when our to-do list is done and feel like it's never enough and feel like we need to add more. Um, there's always going to be something else to do. That's just life. Like, as we check one thing off, we find ourselves adding another. Like, there's always going to be more to do. After my exams were done, I had to pack, and I had homework for my summer classes, and then I need to make sure I was registered for my summer classes, and then school's gonna start again, and like I'm trying to find an internship, you know, but that doesn't mean that I need to be stuck in fight or flight just because I have a lot of shit to do. Like everyone has shit to do. Everyone's struggling. Everyone has things to worry about, and that's just life. That's not going away. But fulfillment, joy, and rest can coexist with this. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. And I know I say it every fucking episode, but it truly applies to so many aspects of life. And my goal is to find this state of coexisting with joy and anxiety. We don't need to wait for the stress and anxiety to pass in order to be happy and allow ourselves to feel joy. So apparently, this constant cycle that I have found myself in for years actually has a name in psychology, and it's really common among high achievers, and it's called the productivity guilt loop. So I was doing some research, and our brains are always on, and like are viewing rest as a risk. So we see rest as risk. So our brains are constantly trying to stay one step ahead and like protect ourselves and prepare for every situation that could go wrong. And this quote unquote readiness, it keeps cortisol levels high and prevents us from celebrating wins because we constantly move on to what's next. And it causes us to feel really uncomfortable or empty when we finish everything and have free time because we tie our self-worth to doing rather than simply being. Hence this productivity guilt. So I looked at what helps overcome this. And there were 3 things that really stood out to me. Number 1, scheduling guilt-free rest. So we schedule everything nowadays. I mean, your Google Calendar, your Outlook, whatever you use. And by scheduling time, putting time aside to intentionally rest, you're acknowledging and accepting the fact that rest is part of your responsibilities to yourself rather than seeing it as a distraction or wasting time from responsibilities. And over time, if you're scheduling this rest in, it'll help your brain stop seeing rest as risk, but see it as a need and see it as something that's valuable. So literally putting time in your calendar, even if it's literally 15 minutes, to just hop on a meditation or go for a 15-minute walk without any distractions or lay down, fucking scroll on TikTok. Like, I don't care what you're doing. Like, whatever is restful and whatever you want to do, schedule in that time to just fucking do it. And don't feel guilty about it because it's something that is part of your responsibilities. You can add it to your to-do list and check it off if it makes you feel better. The second thing is mindfulness. And this is a general term, but can be really useful when transitioning from one task to another. So after completing one task, forcing yourself to pause and identify how you're feeling, take deep breaths or practice box breathing for the next minute or so, maybe 10 minutes. One way I've been incorporating this into my life has been through Meditate 365 on Spotify. They have meditations of all different lengths, and I found it really helpful to ground myself in the present moment and stop my brain from jumping to what's next and like constantly feeling like my heart is going to beat out of its chest, and just kind of like finishing one thing and taking a moment to recognize what I did and be in the present moment before just jumping to the next thing. For example, instead of like leaving the gym right away and focusing on getting home, showering, cooking, and getting to class and preparing for the day, I've been trying to allow myself and set aside 10 to 20 minutes to sit in the sauna, listen to a meditation, and just to get my mind right for the rest of the day. And this was a recommendation from my friend Megan. And when I do this, part of my brain fights back and says, you have so much to do, just get home. Like you're hungry, like just go home and start your day. But when I fight these thoughts and allow myself that time, it's so apparent how much better I feel the rest of the day. And that 10 to 20 minutes did not make or break any other aspect of my day. It didn't prevent me from getting anything done. It wasn't a waste of time. And if anything, it helped me be better equipped to deal with challenges and be able to be kinder to others and to myself and to adapt to things going wrong and just honestly just be a better person overall. So incorporating that in has been huge, and I want to continue so it becomes easier and easier. And the third and final thing is to simply do one thing at a time rather than attempting to multitask and constantly be stimulated. For example, when I'm cleaning my room or I'm getting ready or I'm cooking or I'm on a walk, I always have a podcast or music playing or like I'm watching TV while I'm doing it, which is fine, but it takes me away from being mindful about what I'm doing, and it provides this sort of distraction for my brain temporarily. And then when I finish the task and I turn off the noise, all of these thoughts are flooding in at once, and my brain gets super overwhelmed with stress. Instead of just allowing these thoughts to kind of slowly come in, and you're doing something and you're thinking about it and you're being in the present moment, because killing two birds with one stone isn't always better, and it can make things a lot more stressful because you're constantly thinking, oh, I also have to do this, oh my god, I also need to do this, oh, I want, like, it can be really overwhelming. Like when I'm cooking, I'm like, oh, I need to be meal prepping for tomorrow, oh, I need to be cutting up this fruit, oh, I need to also check my laundry, like I need to also do this, and I'm trying to like make every second as productive as possible, because I'm like, oh, this is going to take 5 minutes to cook, so I'll be able to go run up and do this. It's like, no, just be present and just cook your meal, and that's enough. And you can do all of that once you're done, once you've enjoyed your meal, and like that can wait. It's not everything has to constantly be about perfect efficiency. Like we are not machines. So, yeah, being where your feet are and allowing your brain to wander and focus on one task without being constantly stimulated. I remember when I was younger, I would get satisfaction from finishing my daily to-do list. Like my mom would make my list of chores and I would like knock them all out and be like, oh, yay. And I genuinely went to sleep knowing I finished something and I wasn't constantly thinking about what else should I have accomplished? Was it enough? Did I do enough? Could I have done more? I was just fulfilled. And now, every time I try to fall asleep, my head is spiraling with how I can be even more productive or what I could have done better or how to kill two birds with one stone. And I mean, I get as we grow up, we have more and more responsibilities, but we're also gaining skills and we're more adept at handling them, or at least we should be. Not everyone is. Um, but simple tasks like making a sandwich or doing laundry is so much quicker and easier than when we were a kid, and we can do it on autopilot. But instead of viewing these things as like accomplishments or like we're being productive, sometimes I feel like now we see them as chores getting in the way of our productivity, getting in the way of our work or of um, personal things. Like we see cooking and walking somewhere instead of driving when we could just pick up food or get it delivered as like wasting time rather than like essential parts of our lives that provide value to us and are in fact productive in themselves. So instead of using mindfulness to feel better, we've started to do it because Andrew Huberman said it will make us be more productive and creative while we work. And while yes, it's true, and I love Andrew Huberman, if the only reason we rest is so we can be more productive, it kind of defeats the purpose. I was listening to an interview with Matthew McConaughey, And he mentioned that him and his wife went to Italy and met this old couple who were in incredible shape and were extremely happy. And he asked what she did to stay so healthy and be in such good shape. And the wife said, every morning I take a swim. And the first thing Matthew asked was, oh, how long do you swim for? And she goes, what do you mean? And he was like, well, how far do you swim? Like, how long are you swimming for? And she goes, I don't know. I just swim until I don't want to swim anymore. And she was so confused by his question, and he was shocked by her answer. Because in the US, we track everything. And that's great. It helps us measure growth, but where do we draw the line? When was the last time you went for a run without tracking it, or just painted, or rode a bike, or jumped in the ocean just because you felt like it and because it would bring you joy in the moment, not because it was getting you to an end goal? Like, I can't really remember the last time I did anything just for the sake of it, just because I felt like it in the moment and because I knew it would bring me joy. I mean, there's tons of things that I do every single day that bring me joy, but there's also another aspect to it. Like, going to the gym brings me so much joy. I love it, but I also do it because I want to make progress and I'm working towards something. And I know it's good for me. Cooking brings me joy, but I do it because eating is a basic human need. I'm talking about things that aren't tied to an end goal and aren't classified as needs. Things like creating art for fun, writing for no reason, jumping on a trampoline, dancing just because you feel like it. Like, we track and compare everything nowadays to ensure that we are just like using our time as efficiently as possible. Jay Shetty mentioned on his last podcast episode that over half of Americans don't even use their paid time off or off of work because they feel like they'll get behind or put more work on others. But we need time off. Like, there's a reason we have it. And we need to relax and take a step back sometimes and engage with, pour into our relationships and other people. And yeah, just take a step back. And it's not just because it makes us more creative and productive when we come back to work, but it's just because we're humans and we're not machines. Like, rest is not earned or deserved. It's a need, but society has shifted so much into hustle culture that even our rest has now become something we do to be productive. Like, we're marketed these items that we're told are essential to longevity, for healthy skin, for better recovery, like blue light masks and supplements and powders. And we feel the need to make our rest into a way to better ourselves in multiple ways, which this can be beneficial and it's not always bad, but it can also take away from the simple fact that rest is individualized from person to person. And just because your favorite influencer loves to do a 30-minute meditation and put a red light or blue light face mask on, doesn't mean that you need to do that too. Maybe you used to really love drawing or exploring new music or building Legos, and that's the type of rest that you need. I used to love building Legos, and I used to love painting and like writing my own little mini books or drawing random clothing designs and making rainbow loom bracelets, making slime, playing DS with my brother, like Mario Kart and or Super Mario Bros, and swinging on the swing set, jumping on the trampoline. But if I thought to just go do that now, my mind would immediately just jump to, Macy, that's a waste of time. Like, you have shit to do. Like, I love watching TV, but the only time I do it is while I cook because I feel like that's the only time I like deserve to watch it. If I just try to sit down on the couch and watch a show, my brain is just like wandering. Like, what else could you be doing right now? Like, you need to be doing something while you watch it to be productive. It's like, no, just sit down and be present. Like, it's okay. And like, even when I go on a walk, I justify it by being like, I'm taking a break from my homework, but I'm clearing my head and getting steps in, so it's not wasting time. Like, why not just do something to do it without justification for why you're quote unquote allowed to? And so this summer, I'm challenging myself to connect back to my inner child again and start incorporating these activities into my weekly routine and rest in a way that is fulfilling to me and just brings me joy. And I encourage you to do the same. So, yeah, I'm excited to start practicing this while I'm in Spain and surrounded by a culture that just truly values community and fun and rewards simply being over doing. People take long meals, they take daily naps, and often have leave work to attend family matters or celebrate those around them. And there's flamenco dancers and constantly things going on. They close their businesses in the middle of the day, um, on the least busy hours because they have lives too, you know? So I'm excited to experience a slower and more intentional lifestyle. And yeah, I'm just excited to get out of my comfort zone because lately I've kind of started to get burnt out of my routine and my meals and my schoolwork. It's become so repetitive and just this constant loop of just insanity. And so, yeah, it's time to rewire my relationship with rest and escape the productivity guilt loop. And I want you guys to do the same. So, to recap, if you feel caught in this loop, number one, schedule in rest. Number two, practice mindfulness between tasks. Number three, remove distractions and focus on doing one thing at a time. And number four, start doing something you enjoyed as a child and reincorporate it into your routine. So when this episode airs, I will have been in Spain for about a week, and I'll give you guys an update at the end of the trip. Like I said, I'm bringing my mic. So yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling a little anxious and excited about the long travel day and traveling internationally by myself, but yeah, I'm super grateful for this opportunity, and I think I'm going to grow a lot from it. So I hope this episode was helpful. It would mean the world to me if you could take 2 seconds to rate the podcast or leave a review or share it with a friend. But yeah, I love you guys so, so much. And as always, if you want to connect, my socials are in the show notes below. Much love, Macy.